When the world first shut down in March 2020, Amanda Kloots had just turned 38. She and her husband, Nick.Cordero, were preparing their move from New York City to the Laurel Canyon neighborhood of Los Angeles. And then, shortly after arriving in California with their infant son, Elvis, Cordero got sick. At first, the couple thought it was pneumonia. Cordero didn't have what were then considered to be telltale signs of the new and deadly virus sweeping the globe. When Kloots dropped her husband off at the emergency room at Cedars-Sinai, she thought she'd be leaving him for an hour, maybe two. To be COVID safe, she didn't hug or kiss him goodbye. It was the last time she ever saw him as him, Kloots wrote in her best-selling June book, one of the first major memoirs of the COVID era, Live Your Life, My Story of Loving and Losing Nick.Cordero. He died in July 2020, after more than 3 months in the ICU. He was 41 years old. Kloots and Cordero met while working together on the short-lived musical Bullets over Broadway. Kloots was in the ensemble, while Cordero played the supporting lead role of Cheech, which would later earn him a Tony nomination. At the time, Kloots was married to an actor she'd met several years earlier on another show. They had married young, when Kloots was still in her mid-20s, and while she was working on Bullets, her husband was touring the country. The long distance took a toll, and they eventually separated after 7 years together. Kloots suddenly found herself opening up to the tall, dark-haired musician cast as Bullets' broody gangster. He became my boyfriend and my best friend simultaneously, she wrote. Because Kloots was still going through her divorce, she and Cordero dated secretly for a time. She writes that they were very different people, which led to a couple of breakups before they got married. Perhaps most importantly, Christianity was at the root of every choice she made, while Cordero wasn't religious and didn't want to raise children in any specific faith. And yet they kept finding their way back to each other.
Bullets over Broadway closed after only 156 performances, but Kloots and Cordero remained close with actor and director Zach Braff, who'd played the show's main character, David. Before the pandemic, Kloots had a modest social media following as a dancer and fitness instructor. Soon after Cordero was admitted to the hospital, Kloots began documenting her husband's fight to survive COVID over Instagram, and her follow account ballooned from about 50,000 to more than 600,000, according to a recent New York Times profile of the famous COVID widow. She's since landed a gig as the co-host of The Talk on CBS, following Sharon Osbourne's controversial ouster, and her Jump Rope fitness program is now taught in Equinox gyms in New York and California. Kloots told the Times reporter, Catherine Rosman, that she and her younger sister, Anna Kloots, a travel influencer and longtime aspiring author, started writing the memoir together 2 weeks after Cordero died. "I'm proud of the work we've done," she says in the profile. "But, the story is so sad." In the book, the Kloots sisters document the devastation that COVID wreaked on Cordero's body. His leg was amputated, and he suffered from bed sores, lung infections, sepsis, organ failure, and a whole host of other nightmarish conditions. By late May, doctors at the ICU had urged Kloots to consider transferring Cordero to comfort care, where his treatment would switch from life-sustaining to solely managing his pain. "I begged and pleaded with God each day," she wrote. "If you are going to take Nick, please don't make us make that choice." From Cordero's first moments in the hospital, Kloots believed that he would get better and return home to his wife and child. One of the reasons thousands of people started tuning into Kloots' daily Instagram live videos, in which she'd do workouts and sing one of Cordero's own songs, Live Your Life, in an effort to wake up Nick, is her seemingly boundless positivity. With type A ambition, a big, pretty smile, and a fitness trainer's upbeat attitude, she encouraged her friends, family, and followers worldwide to will her husband back to health with the power of music and prayer.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe